There's no better time to invest than today. I've never seen anything like it in 40 years in the financial industry. So much negativity, and I believe it has to do with the political climate we're in today, and it's feeding into our personal lives. Hello, Dave Dooley here with Georgia Advisory Group with another video to set you straight on great advice to keep you focused on the road ahead. Watch this video all the way to its conclusion and see if you agree with me. Then comment below on your feelings on what you believe the future holds. Countless psychological studies have shown if you take 10 average people and stick them in a room from all different backgrounds for a period of 1 hour and plant one person whose entire outlook on life is negative and a second person who is positive about every subject discussed, that 9 out of the 10 will come out of that room with a negative outlook. Now, the human brain's natural tendency is to give weight to negative experiences versus interactions that are positive. Negative imagery or experiences causes stronger stimuli in the human brain. That's why we call it being in a funk. And then it impacts the entire body, not only physically, but emotionally. It just feeds on itself. It's human nature. Look, I'm so glad these midterm elections are almost over. When you get home and turn on the TV, you want to just scream at all the negative news from political ads to negative news on the financial markets. We've got high inflation, interest rates on the rise, companies missing revenue estimates, housing prices falling, conflicts across the globe, and oh Lord, my portfolio was down. Pessimism is everywhere. But now let's look at reality. It took our country only 150 years before we saw electricity reach almost every home along with running water and sewer capabilities. Another 20 years to get a car in almost every driveway. 170 years from our founding to have the ability to communicate instantly from across our country and extend life from an average age of 35 just 100 years ago to over 80 today. There are parts of the world, even today, in Russia, China, Europe, South America, Africa, that their history is 2,000 years old, have not reached what we have accomplished in 246 years as a nation. Think about it from a financial viewpoint. In 1990, just 30 years ago, the Dow Jones sat at 2,700, and today it's over 32,000. The Nasdaq sat at 400 in 1990, and today is over 10,000. We have seen more exponential growth in the last 30 years than all the last 1,000 years. Since 1990, what have we gone through? An attack on America on 9/11. We had the dot-com bubble bust in 2000, the 2008 Great Housing Depression, 2 wars, 3 presidential impeachments, a global pandemic, and yet in every instance we've overcome and come out on top. We are the greatest nation militarily, innovatively, technology with the greatest freedoms. Tell me where in the world millions are trying to come to another country like they are here. We have the top 5 of the 6 largest companies in the world based here in America, and 16 of the top 20 worldwide in capitalization, valued in the trillions of dollars, not billions, trillions. The greatest investors of our time, Warren Buffett, Charlie Munger, Ron Barron, have asked repeatedly, to me, what I call the greatest question ever. Are you going to bet against America? Yes, we're in a 12-month slump from our highs a year ago this time, but is Apple, Nvidia, Amazon, Meta, Google, Tesla, are their revenues declining? No, just the opposite's true. All reported increased revenue last month. Margins were tighter, but that was to be expected. Very few times in history are we offered an opportunity to buy great companies at what are now discounted prices. The fundamentals remain strong across the board. All these companies that have great management and tons of cash on hand are buying back their own stock today because they know what the future holds. Are we at the bottom? Heck, I don't know, but I know opportunity when I see it. Ron Barron said this. In the 1970s, with inflation twice what it is today and interest rates as high as 18%, companies were still growing, like McDonald's, Tropicana, Nike, Hyatt, Disney, Federal Express, and so on. While inflation interest rates were soaring, they were still growing. Though profits were tight, he said, if I still owned half of them today, he said, I'd be worth twice what I am today. Unemployment is still at lows, and the Fed is trying to get more people off the government doles and to get back to work. So now is the time to sock away all you can, invest in great companies. Whether you're 30 or 90, you're still a long-term investor. If not for you, then your family and the next generation. So let's get off this glass is half empty negative mental state and get to what is real. Yes, we got work to do by reducing deficits, opening our energy resources, and get rid of more regulations, and let capitalism do its thing. And that goes for both political parties. But here's what's awesome. As we say in the South, we always get her done. In the next 10 years, the innovations that are coming are mind-blowing, from technical to medical, and innovations that are still on the drawing board today. The creativity of the American entrepreneur is second to none. None of the companies that today are on the top 10 list I mentioned earlier of public traded companies were even on that list 30 years ago. Not a single one. So I'm beyond excited to see what lies ahead over the next 10 years, much less over the next 30 years. So focus on family and friends, and let's thank God we live where we do and have today one of the best opportunities ever afforded each of us during this period in history. Listen, click on the show more below this video and visit our website. There you're going to find great information from how to create income to wealth building to why we are different than most other financial firms. Then fill out our newsletter information and get on the list. If you like our content, click subscribe and you'll get notified every time we post new content. Till next time.